Casamigos with the Sprite, baby. She wanna fuck with the scammers, talk to me nice, baby. She hit the bottle and I hold this wobble wobble. This thought he's fucking for a fight the cobble wobble. African swing, he spin, hit the throttle. She wanna fuck with the gangsters, talk to me nice, baby. Finish the bottle when I hope then she a model.
I am in the building. I am in the building. Coming to you live and direct from Long Island, Strong Island. True and Living is in the building, y'all. Let's go. Turn up. Wow. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Kamala Harris, we gotta talk, baby girl. You out here capping, acting like a pseudo black woman. You're not a black woman, Kamala Harris. We're gonna talk about that tonight. Hating on foundationals black. You don't want us to get our reparations. That's you, Kamala Harris. That's you, Kamala Harris, running around with Montel Williams. She wanna ride with me cause we look like some movie stars. The study moving faster than a speeding car. Coming through the door with no panties on. Papa Molly's and you know she took a Zanny bar. Talking about a Mazda is a family car. I hit her with a curve, then the coup de grace. Zillow games, I'm shaking up the dice, baby. Go. She wanna stay with me so we can make the night, baby. She wanna be with me so I can lay the pipe, baby. I'm only out here for the night, baby. I'm only out here for the night, baby. Ferragamo on my chest, I'm looking right, baby. She wanna link, I'm only out here for the night, baby. In Puerto Rico, Casamigos with the Sprite, baby. She wanna fuck with the scammers, talk to me nice, baby. She hit the bottle and I hold this wobble wobble. Wobble wobble. Fucking for a fight the cobble wobble. Cobble wobble. Swing, hit the spin, hit the throttle. She wanna fuck with the gangsters, talk to me nice, baby. Welcome to the check-in report. Coming to you live and direct from Strong Island, Long Island. I'm not your homie, I'm the one and only Macaroni. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in the building. Fredro, I see Fredro in the building. What's up, Fredro? I see you in the building, Fredro. Salute to Fredro. Salute, Fredro. We are gathered here today to talk about a multiculturalist, a woman cosplaying, a multiculturalist woman cosplaying as a black woman. I heard Joy Reid, tap dancing for the political left on CNN today. Joy Reid capping for Kamala Harris. Listen, if you're a real black woman, other black women shouldn't have to speak up for you. If you are a real, authentic black woman, nobody should have to speak up for you. Your blackness should speak for itself, should it not? You know, you're used to cooking greens in the bathtub, you know? And let me just ask anybody who's black, have you ever cooked greens in a bathtub? That's what Kamala Harris said. Kamala Harris said that she cooked, people loved her greens so much that they requested large quantities of her greens to the point where she had to cook them in the bathtub. That's what she said. You know and I know black people don't rock like that. We don't cook food in the toilet. We don't cook food in the bathtub. We're not making a pot of greens in the bathtub. That's not how black people operate. But that's what this woman said. You know, today we're going to get into an old interview of Kamala Harris where she talked about reparations.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
She talked about how she couldn't incentivize black people by giving them reparations, giving what is owed to black people. And make no mistake, it is owed to black people. Black people suffered for over 400 years of slavery. We were the backbone of this country. Slavery funded this country. If you know anything about the cotton industry back at that time, if you know anything about American history, slavery was a booming business. America was built off of the backs of black men and women. Make no mistake about it. There is evidence of black men and black women, slaves, building Washington and American monuments like the White House. Slaves built the White House. Not the immigrants, respectfully, not the European Jew. Not none of these communities, not the immigrant community, not any of the tethers. Black men and women were the fabric of America. We built this country. And all foundational black Americans want is their just due. We want what is owed to our ancestors. We want is what is owed to our generations. We want what is owed to us. And Kamala Harris pretty much shunned us. Kamala Harris pretty much told us, listen, I'm not giving y'all nothing. I'm going to just give y'all a Meg Thee Stallion concert, you know? Have Meg Thee Stallion shake a little doo-doo maker. That's all I got for you. I don't got change. I don't got none of that for you. All I got is Meg Thee Stallion shaking her little doo-doo maker. That's all I got for you. And tonight we are going to get into it. We're going to get into her views. We're going to get into that interview, that famous interview where she talked about how she could not incentivize black people. And we're going to get into some of her other content where she's incentivizing other communities.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people.
Let me just play this a few times.
No.
Let me just play this a few times.
I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to sit here I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people.
Fire! 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 Fire!
Absolutely ludicrous that we got black women tap dancing, bamboozling, shucking and jiving, high-fiving for the political left and Kamala Harris. She is not a friend of ours. She is not going to help us. She is only here to use the black community for its voting. We only see her during election season. Is that not true?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
So let's get into the infamous video. And if you're in here, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. That is a warning.
What a thrill.
Hit that like button, hit that subscription button. You know what it is. Let's get into her comments though. Let's get into that. Let's get into her comments. In the infamous video, I don't know how many of you have seen this video, but you know, I remember my first time watching it, right? My first time watching it. And how disgusted I was looking at this supposed black woman, this multiculturalist, woman cosplaying as a black woman, essentially saying that, no, I can't do nothing for the black community. I'm not going to just do something just for the black community. No, like she said it with like an attitude. Like, I ain't doing nothing for them niggas. I ain't doing nothing for them niggas. I ain't doing nothing for them niggas. Them niggas, I ain't doing nothing for them.
She said it with an attitude, and we're going to have to play that. We're going to have to get into that. And listen, make no mistake, the political left, the reason why I'm going in on the political left is because black people have been voting for the political left for over 50 years. Have they not? They've been voting for the political left for over 50 years, and we have nothing to show for it. So now we have to expose them because they want black people to come out, vote for them. They don't talk about our agendas. I have yet to hear Kamala Harris talk about Sonia Massey, what she's going to do to protect black women. I have yet to hear her talk about reparations. I have yet to hear her talk about the infrastructure in our communities. She is only talking about things that affect middle America. What about the black community that you want so desperately, right? The black community that you want so desperately to vote for you. Why aren't you working for us? We're gonna get into why. Now let's play this video, this infamous video. I don't know how many of you have seen this, but let's get right into it. Let's not waste any more time. We in here tonight. The check-in report.
What a thrill.
Let's do it, y'all. Let's get into it. Hold on. Audio wasn't on. Let's get back into it.
Do you support reparations for black people?
Now remember, that's a yes or no question, Kamala. We don't need no deep philosophical, whatever, because you're gonna hear it. She tried to get into some deep sociological, philosophical. She sounded like Brother Polite. You ever heard of Brother Polite from the conscious community? She sounded like Brother Polite. Instead of just saying, yes, I support it. No, I don't support it. She tried to get into some deep sociological moon and the stars explanation. Just say yes, no. I do not support it. Yes, I do support it. She tried to go around the woods, go around grandmother's house, down to the tunnel, down underground, went down to the sewer, came back up there, and went around the park. Yes or no? Do you support it, Kamala Harris? Now let's get back into it. Let's start it over again.
Do you support reparations for black people?
Well, listen. Again.
Listen to what?
We had over 200 years of slavery.
400 years of slavery. Get it right. 400 years of slavery. Multiculturalist woman. Get it right. 400 years. Get your numbers. Get your math together, Kamala. Get your math, because your math ain't mathing. Your math ain't mathing. Let's get back into it.
We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination, segregation.
Don't forget about Reconstruction after slavery. She don't want to talk about that. It's slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, Civil Rights era. Get into the eras. You so-called black woman. You're a black woman, right? You know about the history of black people in America. You know about the oppression. You know about everything that was stolen from us, taken from us. So get into it. Talk about it. Get your math together. Because your math ain't mathing. It ain't making sense. We on her neck tonight. We on her neck tonight.
Well, listen. Again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination, segregation, and now we have segregation.
What's wrong with stumbling and fumbling? What's with all the stumbling or the stuttering? Get your words out your mouth, supposed black woman. What's going on with all the stuttering?
Segregation.
Get it together.
Discrimination that is not legal.
Because you know what the reality is? She's not passionate about this because she never considered herself a black woman. She never considered herself a black woman. She's only black during election season. When election season pops up, oh, now you're a black woman. We only see this woman every 4 years. The black community only sees this woman every 4 years. And when she loses the presidential race, we won't see her for another 4 years. She'll go back to being a multiculturalist or an Indian woman. She does not want to be a black woman. She does not align with the black community in ideals, philosophically. She does not align herself with the black community. That's a fact. And I'm not feeling all this stuttering that she's doing. She stuttered. Get it together. Get your thoughts together, a so-called black woman.
Now we have
Get it together.
segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not...
We could recognize it all we want. We could look at it. We could examine it. We could flip it over with a spatula. We could turn it to the side. We could lay it to the side, fried down and lay it to the side. But what are you actually going to do, Kamala? You're talking about recognizing. We have to recognize that, people have been oppressed and they haven't had an equal footing. We know this already, Kamala. What are you going to do about it? And what are you going to do specifically for black people? This doesn't apply to everybody in America. It doesn't apply to the white people in America. Generally, collectively, it doesn't apply to them. It doesn't apply to the immigrant class because they're immigrants and they are not naturalized citizens. The only people in this country that have suffered over 400 years of slavery is black people. So what are you going to do for them specifically? What are you going to do for them directly? Let's talk about that. Let's stop making it broad. Let's stop making it generalizing the whole argument. Making this argument more widespread. Oh, it's a more over and it's all encompass. What's the word that the left wing agenda uses? When they say all of the problems of the minorities are all together, what is that called again? Intersectionality, something like that. Intersectionality, something like that. The reality is black people are the only people in America that suffered under slavery. Black people are the only ones that suffered under Jim Crow. Black people are the only ones that after slavery, they were not rewarded any money. They were not rewarded any land. Black people had to get it out the mud. A lot of those black people that were slaves had to go back to those plantations that they just got out of getting their freedom from. They had to go back and be sharecroppers. What are you going to do for the generations of those people? What are you going to do for the ancestors of those people? What are you going to do for them directly, Kamala?
Start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who
We don't give a damn about your LIFT Act. Where's your Reparations Act, so-called black woman? Where's your hate crime bill for black citizens, so-called black woman? We don't give a damn about your LIFT Act. I'll wipe my ass with that LIFT Act. I'll wipe my ass with it. I'll wipe my gooch with it. Get all the crevices. Care about your damn LIFT Act. You are talking about issues that affect all Americans. We are talking about black Americans. Those who have suffered under slavery, suffered under oppression, suffered over being domestically terrorized in their own countries. This is not a big all-encompassing. It's all generalized. Everybody's suffering. Everybody's oppressed. No. Everybody's not suffering. Everybody's not oppressed. That was black people being sprayed by the fire department and dogs biting them on their ass during the civil rights movement. That's black people being assassinated every time I turn on my TV. And it's another cop killing a black person in their home, on the streets, in their car. That's black people that's suffering. That's black people that were being domestically terrorized by, people like the KKK, even the own government, strategizing and working against the citizens, the black citizens that were trying to get an equal footing in this country. What are you going to do directly for black people? The LIFT Act is about all Americans. What are you going to do specifically for the black people? And since you want the black vote, since you think the black vote is so important, you had Meg Thee Stallion shaking her ass in a G-string. Toot it and boot it. Toot it and boot it. Toot it and boot it. I said I toot it and boot it. Meg Thee Stallion was tooting it and booting it. I'm a savage. Classy, booty, savage. She was shaking that thing. Shaking that thing. Body, yaddy, 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 yaddy. Come on, man. Body, yaddy, 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 yaddy. She was body, yaddy, yaddying. The Kamala Harris rally was damn near like Freaknik. 97. I was ready to throw my ones. I was throwing bills at the live stream. Body, yaddy, 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 yaddy. I was throwing dollar bills at the laptop. Oh man, Meg Thee Stallion busting it wide open. Man, it's lit. It's lit at the Kamala Harris rally. Let's get back into this. Let's get back into this multiculturalist. We got about 100 people in the building. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We riding out tonight. We riding high. We riding high. Let's go.
For making $100,000 or less as a family, a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of black families who are in poverty.
She's talking about issues that she's working on for all Americans. All Americans have not suffered in America. You just talked about how all Americans have not had an equal footing in America. Did you just not? She talked about that. She said earlier in this interview that black Americans did not have an equal footing in America. I agree with that statement. But now you're talking about the Lift Act where you're going to do this and you're going to, fix the tax credit and yada, yada, yada. Bro, what are you doing specifically for black people? You're sitting down with a black woman, conducting an interview. She's directly asking you, do you support reparations? You had to walk through grandmother's woods. You had to go through the backyard. You went through the forest. You went around the park. You went down 3 blocks. You didn't answer the question directly. Yes or no? Will you support reparations? You are generalizing things. You are not talking to the black populace directly. You are not talking to the black population directly. You are not talking to the black vote directly. You are talking to all Americans. We asked you a direct question. Will you support reparations? Yes, no.
So by default, it affects black families, but there's not a particular policy for.
We're not looking for no default, a solution for black problems. We don't want a default a solution for black problems. We want a direct solution for black problems. We don't want an indirect solution for black problems. And I'm so proud of this black woman that conducted this interview because she called her out on it. She said, so it's like by default, it's supposedly going to help the black community because in reality, you're not talking about anything that's directly going to affect black communities. You're talking about something that you're supposedly talking about is going to by default help black communities. I want to hear something that's going to directly affect black communities. How about that?
Poverty.
So by default, it affects black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at...
There you go. So black men, black women, you have the answer. Kamala Harris does not support reparations. What are you voting for her for? If you're a foundational black American like myself, like I'm sure there's some foundational black Americans in here right now that are watching this video. If your ancestors suffered under slavery, they suffered under Jim Crow, they suffered under Reconstruction, they suffered under the Civil Rights era, they were domestically terrorized in this country, you have your answer. Kamala Harris does not support reparations. This so-called black woman does not support reparations. You have your answer. So now my question to you is, why are you supporting her, black women? Why are you supporting her, black women? Why are you supporting her, black men? This woman is not aligned with our values. This woman is not in line with our agendas or our incentives. Have we not learned from the Obama years? Did we not learn from the Obama years, y'all? Did we not learn anything from the Obama years? What did Obama teach us, y'all? Obama got in there, he was brushing off his shoulder. Remember, he was in there brushing off his shoulders and whatnot, doing all of that, showboating, doing all that showboat, brushing off his shoulders. When they asked him about Jeremiah Wright, remember Jeremy Wright? Pastor Jeremy Wright, when he had, he was talking about, white people and stuff like that, and the white media asked Obama, how do you feel about Jeremiah White? You were a member in his church. Do you still support him? Are you still rocking with him? What did he say? I reject and I repudiate Pastor Jeremiah White. I reject and I repudiate. Did we not learn from the Obama years? Did we not learn, y'all? We have to learn. We have to learn. We got to stop being taken advantage of from these politicians, bro. They get in office. They make it sound like, yeah, I'm down with the black community. I'm down with the black vote. I want to help. I want to invoke change. I'm going to do things for black families. When in reality, these people are already brought and paid for. These people are already compromised. These people have already been supported by the top elites, by the higher 1%, by dominant society. Kamala Harris is nothing but a puppet. She's already paid for. She's already sponsored for. So why are black people being galvanized to vote for her? She already showed you what she thinks of the black vote. She thought that the black vote was so unintelligent. She thought that the black vote was so stupid. She thought that the black vote was so ratchet that she said, you know what? I'm not going to bring anybody up there in my campaign rally that's articulate. I'm not going to bring anybody in my campaign rally that's smart, that's clever, that can articulate to people that they should vote for me because it's in their best interest. She said, nah. I'm going to have Meg Thee Stallion get on stage and shake that doo-doo maker. That's what she did. That's what she did. I mean, facts are facts. Facts are facts. Let's get back into it, though.
The reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit.
How would it directly benefit if it's not directly for us? Hold on, Kamala Harris, hold on. When Israel is fighting off, that terrorist organization out there in Palestine, you're not indirectly doing things to support them. You're giving them funds. You're giving them billions of dollars, are you not? You're directly influencing them. You're directly giving them money. You're directly supporting them. You're not indirectly giving money to Israel. You're directly giving it to them. That check, that $2 billion, that $3 billion direct deposit to Israel, the check clear every month. You're not indirectly supporting them. You're directly supporting them. When the Democrats did things for the LGBTQ community, you weren't indirectly doing things for them. You were directly helping them. You were directly giving them their rights to marry, to be with each other. You were directly helping them. When it comes to the immigrant community, you are directly helping them. What are you doing? You're putting immigrants in fancy hotels in sanctuary cities. You're giving them credit cards. You are directly supporting them. But now, when we're talking about something that can directly help black people, you talking about, we can indirectly help them. We can indirectly help them. We can't help them directly like we help everybody else directly, but we can indirectly help them. Is that not what she said, y'all? Am I bugging? Am I bugging right now? Is that not what she just said? Is that not what she just said? Black people, we are continually looking at all these other communities, whether it be respectfully the European Jewish community, whether it be the LGBTQ community, whether it be the immigrant community. We are constantly looking at other communities be incentivized, while black people, we get pushed to the we get pushed to the back. Pushed to the back of the line and told every year, you better vote for us, you better vote for us. We ain't gonna do nothing for you, but you better vote, you better vote, you better get your black ass out there and vote. Even Jim Crow Joe, what did Jim Crow Joe say? Oh, you ain't black if you ain't vote for me, you ain't black. You know? Why can't you directly do things that is going to directly affect the black community? The black community needs help. All of these other communities do not have the sweat equity like black people have. The immigrant class, respectfully, the immigrant class didn't fight in all your world wars. The immigrant class didn't fight in World War I, World War II, Vietnam War. The immigrant class haven't been paying taxes to this country for centuries. The immigrant class didn't build America like the foundational Black Americans did. So where is our incentivized? Why haven't we been incentivized? Why are we only getting indirect things to help us? Why can't we get something directly that it will affect us? Something that will directly benefit us? Something that will directly help the community? Why can't we get that? Huh?
Black children, black families, black homeowners. Because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted...
Hey, make sure you donate to the channel. I'm only entertaining the donors. If you want to have your voice be heard, donate to the channel, man. I want to hear you guys' opinion on Kamala Harris, aka Kamala Bareback Harris. I want to hear you guys' words. I want to hear how you guys are feeling, especially if you're a foundational black. I want to hear how you're feeling about this. You know, this woman, this supposed black woman, this so-called black woman, doesn't even support reparations. How can you supposedly be black and not feel like black people are owed a debt? That black people should be compensated for what was taken from them, for what happened to them, how they was oppressed. Nobody in America, I don't care who you are, where you come from, you do not have a story that is conducive and that is similar to the black experience in America. You don't have the same story like black Americans do. You don't have it. I don't care where you come from. You don't have the same story. You don't have the same story. You don't. Let's continue, though.
In the greatest disparities. And we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this. Any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society.
Whoa, 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 whoa. 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 Let me run that back. 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 I hope we got black people in here. I want y'all to hear this clear. Listen to this. Listen to what this so-called black woman just said. Hear that again.
Any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society.
Whoa, 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 whoa. 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 Everybody in this country did not suffer under 400 years of slavery, Kamala. That's for one. And why when you're giving billions of dollars to Israel, why aren't you doing things to benefit the American public? If you're going to send over, and listen, especially if you're a white American, listen to what this woman is saying, because you thinking it's just about black issues right now. Listen to what this woman just said. She said, any issue that affects black people, I mean, anything that I can do, that can help black people will help all society, essentially, right? Why doesn't she have that same energy when it comes to sending over billions and billions of dollars to Israel? If that's the case, if anything that you do will benefit, you know, the American public like it does black people, so that should apply to Israel. When you send over billions of dollars to Israel, we should be getting billions and billions of dollars in our bank accounts as well, should we not? Anything what was good for the goose, you know, If you're sending over billions of dollars to Israel, why aren't they sending over billions of dollars over to us? That's what she just tried to get off. She tried to get off of that. I hope y'all realize what she tried to get off there. She tried to get that off. Anything that I do for black people will affect all of the public. But when you hold on, but when you're giving immigrants, you're putting them up in fancy hotels. You're giving them credit cards while we got homeless veterans, out in the streets. Homeless citizens out in the streets, digging in garbage cans, trying to find a place to sleep, trying to find a cool place to sleep on these hot summer days. Why aren't you doing things for them? Every time an immigrant gets put up in a fancy hotel, every time an immigrant gets a credit card, why aren't you doing that for the homeless veterans? Why aren't you doing that for the homeless in the streets? What's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? If you're doing that for the immigrants, why aren't you doing that for the homeless citizens? Why aren't you doing that for the veterans? When you're sending over billions of dollars to Israel, you should be doing something for the American public, should you not be? We're going to use the technology against you. Let's continue.
Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Here you go. There you go. You heard it right then and there, ladies and gentlemen. Kamala Harris is not going to do anything to incentivize the black community. It's not about reparations. It's not about a hate crime bill. It's not about this. It's not about that. She is not willing to do anything to incentivize the black community. So then I have to ask the black populace, why are you voting for her? If she's let it be known. Now, hear me out. Just hear me out. Hear me clear. Hear me out clear, black people, because we're going to walk this thing through on why you should not vote for this woman. If Kamala Harris went on this interview, hear me clearly, black people and white people. I want you to hear me clearly too, because this impacts you too. If Kamala Harris went on this interview and said, I'm not supporting Israel, I'm not giving them billions of dollars, I'm not going to just do anything, I'm not going to just do things that's going to benefit Israel. Everybody would have pulled the plug on her. Let's be clear about that. They would have pulled the plug on her. You wouldn't have been seeing no sponsorships. You wouldn't have been seeing, oh, she got all this money within 24 hours. She would have been canceled. She would have been kicked out of here if she said that. If she said she was not going to fund Israel, do things that will directly benefit Israel, she would have been canceled. She would have been canceled if she said that, But she sits on this interview disrespecting black people, spitting in the face of the black vote, telling you, vote for me, vote for me. I'm not going to do anything directly for you, but vote for me. Is this what you guys are at the campaign rally for? Is this what you black women are hopping on a hotline with each other doing live streams to galvanize a black woman to vote for Kamala? Is this what you're working for? Is this what you're fighting for? A multiculturalist that already has let it be known that she will not fight for the black vote. She will not fight for the black people of this country. Let me know. Let me know if this is what you guys are fighting for. Let me know if this is what you guys want. You want a candidate that is going now, and like I'm saying, I have to stress this point because a lot of y'all just don't realize it. Like I said, if she went on this interview and she said, I'm not going to do things that's going to directly to help Israel. I'm not going to fund Israel. I'm not going to do things that are going to directly affect them or help them. They would have pulled the plug on her. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. They would have pulled the plug on her. It wouldn't have been no donations. You wouldn't have been seeing, the 1% supporting her and galvanizing people to vote for her. You wouldn't have been seeing that. You would have been seeing her being canceled, her being kicked out. They would have probably gave her the RFK treatment. It would have probably been a little bit more harsher, though. But she's let it be known in this interview that she will not be helping black people. This is what she said.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
So what are you voting for her for? Why are you voting for her? Why are you campaigning for her? Why are you out there, waving the Kamala Harris? Hoes for Kamala, hoes for Harris, hoes for Harris. What are you out there, supporting her for? If she's already let it be known, she's not helping, she's not supporting, she's not doing anything to directly affect the black community, what are you over here voting for her for? I'm confused. Somebody make it make sense. Somebody make it make sense to me because I'm not understanding why are you being galvanized to vote for this woman. I'm only entertaining donors tonight. So if you're not donating, I'm only entertaining donors. If you want to have your voice be heard, I'm looking at the chat. Donate to the channel, all right? What a thrill. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe too. We out here tonight. With darkness and silence through the night. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. What a thrill. It's a thrill to be here with you, but hit that damn like button. I'm not playing with y'all. Hit that like button. Actually, hold on. Hit that like button. I'll be right back. Give me like 1 second. I'm just gonna grab some water. It's right over there on the side there. Hit that like button while I'm away though. Hit that like button, all right? Hit that like button, all right? What a thrill. Hit that like button, all right? Give me 1 second. With darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you. All right, we back, y'all. We back. Just had to grab some water. All right. Yeah, but like I said, she would never say, I am not going to do things that's going to directly, I am not doing things that's going to directly help Israel. She would never say that. She knows better. She is a puppet. She knows better not to say anything like that because she would be absolutely canceled. No one would ever support her. She would be labeled as, a hater of that community. She would never get any political backing. She would not be getting any money to her campaign trail. No one would support her. She would be ostracized. They would damn near kick her out of the Democratic Party if she ever said something like that. But when it comes to the black community, you see how they play in our faces. You see how they spit in our faces. You see how they disrespect us. You see how they sit on our wants, dreams, aspirations. They don't care how they talk to us. They even disrespect us by having Meg Thee Stallion shake her ass on the stage instead of getting on stage and talking eloquently. That's what happened here. We did we not see that? Fire, 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 fire. Did we not see that? Did we not see Meg Thee Stallion shake her ass? Shaking that ass, shaking that doodle maker. Like it was Freak Nick 97. They should have brought Juvenile on stage and played Back That Ass. Girl, you look good when you back that ass up. Should have had AOC and Kamala Harris popping that coochie on a handstand. Girl, you look good when you back that ass. You a big fine woman when you back that ass up. Kamala Harris look good when you back that. Girl, quit playing once you back that ass up. Now won't you break it up and stop. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. They should have came out. Should have been Juvie, Lil Wayne. That would have been hard. I mean, they playing in our faces already. They playing in our faces. Why not? Why not have them come out? Why not have them do that? Why not? I don't see a reason why not to do that.
Oh, society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Fire, 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 fire.
So what are you voting for her for? If she's saying, hear me clearly again, and I have to drill this into a lot of you guys' heads. I have to drill it in your head because I really want this whole thing of black people supporting this woman. It has to stop. It has to stop. Hear me clearly. If a Democratic candidate said, because we just talked about the Jewish community. Let's talk about the LGBTQ community. If a Democratic candidate said, "I'm not going to do things that's only going to benefit the LGBTQ community," no, they would be ostracized. They would be scrutinized. They would be called transphobic. They would be called all of these different names. They would ostracize this woman, and they would be pulling money out of her campaign. That's a fact. If she played in the faces of the LGBTQ community and said, "No, I'm not going to do things that's going to directly benefit the LGBTQ community," no. If she played in their faces like that, they would be withdrawing money out of that campaign. They would be calling her transphobic. She would be ultimately kicked out of that party. Let's just call it what it is. She knows better not to talk slick to these communities. She knows better not to talk slick to the LGBTQ community. She knows better not to talk crazy to the European Jewish community. But she plays in the faces of the black community.
Fire, 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 fire.
Is that not what she's doing? Call a spade a spade. Call a spade a spade. And I have another clip. I'm gonna show you a clip where she's directly funding money to Israel. Why don't you have this type of energy, Kamala Harris, when it comes to other communities? Why you only have this energy when it comes to the black community? When it comes to the LGBTQ community, you don't mind doing things to directly, help them. When it comes to the European Jewish community, you don't mind doing things that directly affect them. But when it comes to the black community, I'm not going to do anything that's going to directly help them. No. So why should we vote for you? Why should we support you? Why should black women show up to your rallies, Kamala Harris, if you are already pledging that you will not do anything to directly help the black community? Then what are we voting for you for? We have no reason to vote for you. We have no incentive to vote for you. There's no reason. We're better off voting for Trump. Because at least, and listen, I'm not a supporter of Trump, but at least Trump has not pledged to not do anything for the black community. I have to give him at least that. He has not pledged to not do anything directly for the black community. This woman has pledged to not do anything for the black community. But you got black women shucking and jiving and high-fiving, tambourine slapping, tap dancing for this woman at the campaign rally. Make it make sense. Make it make sense to me. Because it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. It's not adding up. The math ain't mathing,
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people.
And look at the attitude, how she's bopping in that chair. I'm not going to do anything that's going to directly affect black people. Bopping in the chair, back and forth, bopping. Just the vitriol. Just the attitude of it. Look at the attitude. Look at it.
Let's really be clear about that.
Be clear about it.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black
Look
people.
at her bopping in the chair. Bopping back and forth. I ain't going to do nothing for black people. Bopping back and forth. What's all that about? What's with the attitude? What's with the disrespect? What's with the vitriol? What's with it, Kamala? Why are you bopping in your chair back and forth looking to the sky? I ain't gonna do nothing directly to affect black people. No. She bopping in the chair back and forth, going back and forth in the chair. What's good with you? What's with all the attitude? What's with all the attitude, so-called black woman? What's with all the attitude? What's with all the disrespect? What's with all the agitation that you won't do nothing for black people? You got to check these people out, man. A lot of y'all, respectfully, no disrespect. Listen, I got nothing but love and admiration for black women. But y'all need to do some investigative work on this so-called black woman. That's a fact. The type of attitude she showed in this interview, the disrespect that she showed in this interview to the black community for the black vote, she don't deserve no black vote. She's not deserving of a black vote. You're talking about a black vote for this woman? Bopping in the chair back and forth? Talking about she ain't doing nothing directly for black people? This the woman you want me to vote for? We're going to run that back. Run that back.
Black people will benefit all of society. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people.
Look at her.
No,
Hold on.
Something that's only going to benefit. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm
Hold on.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black. That. So, so I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do.
I just want y'all to look at her bopping in the chair. That's why I keep running it back like that. Look at her bopping in the chair. Just look at the attitude. Look at the attitude. Remember, this whole interview, she was calm, collective. She spoke eloquently. She wasn't bopping around in the chair. She didn't have no attitude. But when it came to reparations and doing something directly for black people, she had all this energy for us. Look at that. Take note of that.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people.
Look at her bopping in the shit. Just take note of it. Take note. Take note. Stop saying, oh, you're just a Trump supporter. Stop saying that. Let's talk about Kamala Bareback Harris here.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit.
Look at the attitude. Like I said, listen, this whole interview. Some of y'all seen this interview. She was cool, calm, and collective. She wasn't bopping around in her chair, bopping around in the chair, looking to the side. She wasn't doing all that this whole interview. But when it came down to this question, when it came down to this line of questioning, when it came down to this, she had all this attitude, all this vitriol, all this energy towards black people getting their just due in America. Let's play it back. Let's play it back.
So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No, because
Are we done here? Are we done here? Why are you voting for this woman? Why are you voting for her? Why? Why? Listen, hear me out. If you're a white liberal, you love Joe Biden, I understand why you're voting for this woman. I do. You probably hate Trump. You hate all of his politics. You hate the conservative right wing. You have liberal ideas. You probably have pronouns. You might have a boyfriend if you're a male. You may have a girlfriend if you're a woman. Respectfully, and I'm saying this in a respectful manner. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm just saying what it is. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. But if you're a white liberal, I understand why you would vote for this woman. I understand it. But if you're black, if you're a black man, a black woman, I don't understand why you should vote for this woman. I truly don't. I don't understand why you should feel convicted in your soul, in your heart, in your mind to vote for this woman if she's already pledged to not do anything for the black community. As bad as Donald Trump is, he's a felon. He's a thief. He's a bamboozler, right? He sexually assaults all of the thing, and allegedly. I don't know if he did all of that, but let's just say Trump is not a good person. He's not a good human being, right? The one thing we could say is at least he did not pledge to not do anything for the black community. That's the one thing we could say at least. This woman is on an interview pledging not to do anything for the black community. What are we discussing? Like, what are we discussing? What is the debate about? If you're a black person, this is not the one you should vote for. This is not a woman you should support. This is not a woman you should be galvanized to vote for. She is not for us. She is not for the black community. And like I said, if you're a white, Democrat, you're a white liberal, I understand why you feel like you should vote for this person. I understand it. But if you're a black, and I'm gonna keep it so real, if you're like a black liberal, even if you're a black liberal, right? Because we have a few black conservatives. Even if you're a black liberal and all the things that, I said about, the white liberal, they pertain to you, right? When you use pronouns, you believe in abortion rights, whatever it may be, you believe in immigration, whatever it may be. I would still say that this person is not for you. This person is not for you, because this person in this interview pretty much said that, listen, we're not going to help black people with a hate crime bill. So the next black woman that gets killed in her home, the next Trayvon Martin situation, the next Tamir Rice situation, we're not going to do nothing for you. You should feel betrayed. You should feel away about this interview, the way she conducted herself, and the attitude and the absolute disrespect that she showed.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
Absolute disrespect. Absolute disrespect. Absolute disrespect. Now, I want to get to this real quick. Got something else queued up for you guys. I got something else for you guys. Got another little treat for you guys. Because, she talked about how she wasn't going to do anything to directly help the black community. She wasn't going to do anything that was going to directly benefit the black community, right? Walk with me, y'all. She just talked about how she would not do anything to help us directly, anything that would affect us directly. She let it be known, I'm not helping these niggas. I'm not going to give these niggas any incentives. I'm not going to do anything that's going to help their community. I'm not going to do nothing in terms of a hate crime bill that's going to protect black citizens from white supremacist officers. I'm not going to do anything in terms of a reparations bill. I'm not going to do anything in terms of building better infrastructure in our neighborhoods and the black communities that are crumbling. I'm not going to do anything to help the black community at large. Anything, right? She has pledged that already. Take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. Take a look at this. Because it plays a little bit of that video. And it plays her supporting and doing things directly for another community. Let's play it.
Reparations for black people.
So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No. Which is why I support the United States commitment to provide Israel with $38 billion in military assistance over the next decade. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
But you're giving $38 billion to the European Jewish community, but you're not doing anything directly for the black community. You're giving $38 billion. And listen, I'm not mad at, listen. Get your money. Get your money. If USA want to give you that money, take the money. They give you the money anyway. Take the money. I ain't mad at it. I'm not here to hate on that community. But you're doing things to help other communities directly. But you're looking at our community and saying you can't help us directly. Is that not what that is? Am I bugging here? Am I off basis here? Am I not telling the truth here? You're giving $38 billion, 38 big B's to the state of Israel, but you won't help black people in America. Is that not true? Let's continue.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No. I support full funding for Israel, including for the Arrow, David Sling, and the Iron Dome missile defense systems, which save lives.
You buying Iron Domes? You buying Iron Domes and missile defense systems? You buying Iron Domes, ballistic missiles, heat-seeking missiles. You probably gave them a Metal Gear Ray. And like I said, I'm not mad at nobody else getting funding for their initiative. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not mad at the Democrats supporting the LGBTQ. I'm not mad at the Democrats giving $38 billion to the state of Israel. I'm not mad at none of that. I'm not mad about the immigrants getting put up in fancy hotels and getting a credit card. I'm not mad at none of it. But why can't you help the black community? Why you got such an attitude, a sister girl attitude, when it comes to helping the black community? You got this funky sister girl attitude when it comes to helping the black community, but you talk about buying Iron Domes, RPGs, heat-seeking missiles. Come on now. Make it make sense.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No. And that's why I am fully committing to maintaining Israel's qualitative military edge. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No. I stand here clear-eyed about the dangers of division in our country and in our world, understanding why a state for the Jewish people is so essential.
Do you support reparations for black people?
No.
Are we done here? Are we done here, y'all? Are we done? Are we about done here? Are we about done here? And like I said, I'm gonna say it again. I'm not mad at no community getting what is owed to them. I'm not mad at, whatever community is, whether it's the immigrant community, whether it's the state of Israel, whether it's the LGBTQ community. Listen, the Democrats gave you the money. The Democrats gave you the funding. They gave you the initiative. Salute. Get your funding, get your initiative, get your support, get your funding. I'm not mad at it. Go ahead and get it. But where's the support for black people? Why every time when somebody's asking you about reparations, you got this funky sister girl attitude? Why you don't got no funky sister girl attitude when they ask you about funding Israel? Why you don't got no funky sister girl attitude when they ask you about supporting the LGBTQ community? Why you ain't got no funky sister girl attitude when they ask you about the immigration crisis? Make it make sense. Make it make sense, you know? That's all I want. I just want y'all, I just want the Kamala sexuals. I want, you know, the Democratic left. I want them to make it make sense. Make it make sense to me. Because, you know, you don't have this funky attitude when it comes to the other communities. When other communities got their hands out, you know, and I seen a couple people in the chat, you know, I saw somebody said, blacks should help themselves. Why you don't have that energy with the state of Israel? Why you don't have that energy with the LGBTQ community? Because it's mostly white people saying this, but you look at a black person and talk about reparations, and you say black people should help themselves. Okay, but where's your energy for the other communities? Why aren't you saying that when they send over $38 billion to another country? Why aren't you saying that when they giving immigrants and they putting them up in high-rise hotels and funding their lifestyles and giving them credit cards? Why aren't you saying that to the LGBTQ community when they're getting funding and support from the Democratic left? Why aren't you saying anything then? You only got something for black people. Okay, so you got the funky sister girl attitude like Kamala. Okay. Got you. You got the funky sister girl attitude like Kamala when it comes to black issues, black problems, black agendas, black incentives. That's what it is. You have a problem with that. That's what it really is. That's what it really is. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I am calling for black people to not support this woman. Do not fund this woman. Do not give any money to her campaign. Do not show up at her campaign rallies. This woman has pledged to not do anything for the black community. If you have pledged to not do anything for the black community, then the black community has no business with you. They have no business with you. You know? Do your business with the white liberals. Do your business with the LGBTQ community. Do your business with the European Jewish community. Respect. Do your business with all these different communities that are funding you, that you're giving incentive to, that you're helping, that you're supporting, that you don't have a funky sister girl attitude when they got their hands out. But when it comes to the black vote, we will not be supporting you during election night. She's alleged. Somebody says, is she black or is she Indian? She's like Michael Jackson. Remember Michael Jackson had that song. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. I'm black. I'm white. I'm black. But hers would be, I'm black. I'm Indian. I'm black. I'm Indian. She's the Democratic Michael Jackson, y'all. I'm black, I'm Indian. I'm black, I'm Indian. I'm black, I'm Indian. She's only black during election season. Let's be real. I didn't hear not one mention of this woman being black the whole 3.5 years she was in, you know, the vice presidency role. Am I off basis with that? Did you hear about Kamala Harris being black in the last 3.5 years of her being a vice president? I didn't hear not one person mention that this was a black woman in the vice presidency role. But now all of a sudden she's this world-renowned black woman. Interesting. Very interesting to me. Very interesting to me. Let me look at the voting. Who are you voting for? I put a vote in the chat. Who are you voting for? We have 70% for Trump and we have 30% for Kamala Harris. Who Sean Coles? Who's Sean Coles? Somebody said above comment is Sean Coles. Salute to Sean Coles. Salute to him. I don't know who Sean Coles is. Salute to him. You know, salute. Somebody said, I just found out she was half black from her own words recently. Exactly. I didn't know she was black. This whole time I didn't know she was black. I thought she was like, an Indian woman. I thought she was Indian. Either Indian or more or mixed, like a mixed person that doesn't, cling to their black side. Like you might have a little bit black in you, but maybe it's like 5-10%. That's what I thought she was. Like I thought she was like a multiculturalist, biracial woman that had, maybe like 6 different ethnicities in her family. That's what I thought. That's genuinely what I thought. That's honestly what I thought, y'all. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Kamala Harris, you will not be getting a support from the black vote. The black vote is not supporting you. We are not with you. You have disrespected us with Meg Thee Stallion twerking that doodle maker on stage. Quantavious sounding like a bumbling idiot. Quantavious on stage, that's Quavo if you don't know, talking about gun violence. You have albums worth of you talking about gun violence yourself. How are you on stage campaigning for Kamala Harris for gun violence? It doesn't make sense. It's not making sense. It's not making sense. It is not making sense, y'all. Make it make sense to me, Hold on. We got about 177 people in here. I need y'all to hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button right now. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button right now while y'all in here.
What a thrill.
Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
With darkness and silence through the night.
A lot of y'all in the darkness looking for that subscription button. I need you to hit that button. It's a thrill to be here with you, but hit that like button. Know what I mean?
Searching and I'll melt into you.
A lot of y'all are searching and melting for that like button. I need you to hit that like button right now. Hit that subscription button right now. Justice for Service member says subscription. Salute, 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 salute. Yeah, man. Let me ask y'all this question before I do get out of here. Do y'all feel like they did RFK wrong? Do you feel like the Democrats did RFK wrong? Let me know. Because a lot of people have been voicing that, and I feel like the Democrats are trying to suppress that opinion. But do you feel like the Democrats did RFK Jr. wrong? Essentially, they kicked him out of the party. Essentially, they kicked him out of the Democratic Party. And we all know why they kicked him out of the Democratic Party. They kicked him out of the Democratic Party because they felt like he was a direct threat to Joe Biden and a direct threat to Kamala Harris. That's a fact. Somebody said he's an independent. He wasn't an independent before. He was actually running with the Democrats for a while until they kicked him out of the party. Yeah, a lot of people are saying, yeah, RFK. A lot of people are riding with RFK. I feel like they did him dirty as well. I agree with you guys. I feel like they absolutely did him dirty. He was absolutely a threat. He was going to be a threat for Kamala Harris. If they had to go through primaries, if they had to go through all of that, like debates, Democratic debates, she would have lost against RFK. I'm going to be honest with you. He would have mopped the floor with her if that was the case. But yeah, but I just want to know about that. I just want to know how you guys were feeling about RFK. But in any event, I hope you guys have been entertained as well as enlightened. We're gonna do more shows. Listen, the Democratic National Convention is about 16 days away. I cannot wait to see who they got tap dancing, shucking and jiving, high-fiving for the political left. I cannot wait to see who they have selected. Clearly, we see Meg Thee Stallion, we see Quavo, we see who they're working with. But I feel like we're going to see some more high-profile people come out of the woodwork. Hey, John Snake, or John Saduki, stop spamming. Stop spamming. I'm giving you one warning. Stop spamming. You're spamming it right now. You're doing a lot of spamming in there. Stop spamming. You wrote your thing. Actually, let me get you out of here because you're going too crazy with the spams, man. Well, what are you doing? Why are you spamming the channel for? Yeah, you over here spamming. Get out of here, dog. I don't want spammers in here. You can say whatever you want, but don't come in here spamming stuff. Stop spamming. Don't take that spamming stuff somewhere else. Put you in timeout, man. Put your little goofy behind in timeout. But with that being said, y'all, we're about to get out of here. Hope you guys have been entertained as well as enlightened. I am your host, True and Living. This is the Check-In Report. Like I said, the Democratic National Convention is a few days away, about 15, 16 days away. We got a lot to get into in terms of Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, the election season. We're going to do more videos like this. We're going to do more dialogue, discussions like this. Tune in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel right now. We're going to do more discussions like this. We're going to have more dialogue about this. This is one of the most important elections of our lifetime. That's a fact. With the series of events that we have seen so far, this is the most important election of our lifetime. More important than Barack and McCain. More important than Trump and Hillary. More important than Al Gore, Bush. It's more important than all of those elections combined. This is for all the marbles. Stay tuned. We're going to do more discussions and more dialogue. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. With that being said, I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all have a blessed night. Y'all stay blessed. We are out of here. Y'all have a good night, man. We out.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you.